Hey guys, welcome. I'm Mark Crypto Boy in Oz. It is the 5th of October. And for anyone expecting some kind of parabolic move to the upside for the whole of October, that isn't how it works. And I think you kind of realise that when you look at the charts and things have actually come down. I mean, some of the stuff, to be honest, some of the stuff that I've got, it's actually lower in price. Like I've bought some of the Solana ecosystem, like Mango Markets, Saber, Sunny Aggregate, and it's all cheaper now than the price I paid for it. And I've no more cash. Like like people say, always keep some cash on the side. Always keep some cash on the side. But it gets to the point where if you buy enough dips, it's hard to keep cash on the side. You can't just keep producing cash. Like, I mean, I do my best. I mean, I've actually got some jobs coming up, but I can't do them, and I haven't actually got the time to do them. Where I could invest some extra cash into crypto, but I've just not got the time to do it. So my resources are spread too thin. Like my day job kind of takes over. Then I get home and I've got so much I want to do. Like I've got an Amazon business I've got to keep on top of. I do my crypto videos, which I've been neglecting because it's having time. I'm also wanting to start up a Thorchain. Well, I've started up a Thorchain Twitter page and a Medium page, and I want to start doing articles on the Thorchain ecosystem because that's slowly growing. There's DEXs, and there's going to be an IDO coming out on Thorchain, and it's probably not something a lot of people talk about, not in the mainstream anyhow. So I want to get that up and running, but that obviously takes some time, dedication, research, and there ain't enough time in the day. Let me be honest, I've not got enough time. So anyway, I just wanted to look at the charts today, because it's a bit of a weird one. Like, a lot of crypto is not really performing. It's not really going up these last few days. If anything, stuff's coming down. But one thing that has broken trend is Bitcoin. It went from like the lows of 47 and it almost hit 50k. It went to 47,700 on CoinMarketCap. And I think once it gets to 50k, it's like a psychological barrier where like you've hit that 50k now, and I think that will act as some kind of support once we break it. And I seriously believe by the end of this month, once we get to all-time highs and we break all-time highs, that is when retail media, for one, is going to jump back in heavy on crypto. You're going to start hearing a lot more of it because we've kind of got above the all-time highs that we set back in May, and then you're going to start getting your real FOMO. You're going to get your retail investors that are coming in. How long the bull run will go for is anybody's guess. There's so many different people have got so many different theses on the time scale of this bull run. Like, some are like a month to 6 weeks. A lot are like by the end of the year, like end of December, maybe early January. And there's some really clever people in the space, and it could be like another 6 months. I think Plan B mentioned he thinks it could go on for another 6 months. Now, if it did go on for 6 months, it can't be parabolic. It's impossible. Because if you think about it, if Bitcoin starts going up and like 2x's, 3x's in a short period, it can't keep doing that because there isn't enough money in the space, and there won't be enough money coming into a space to like kind of fuel that price rise. So I think it'd probably, if it did go into some kind of super cycle, like another 6 months maybe, I think Bitcoin would just probably slowly increment in price. Like now we're approaching 50k. Okay, we could be at 60, 63 by the end of October, but then I think it'd just be a slow progress. Maybe 10k a month going up, and if it did do that, then that would be kind of on par with a 6-month time frame. Whereas if it's going up 10k a month, then that means Bitcoin would be like somewhere between 110 around there, and then you could get a blow off top right at the very end, and that's if it went up slowly. But I think a lot of the altcoins will go up. If Bitcoin's going up like 15% a month or 10% a month, I think you could get to the point where where a lot of the altcoins do go crazy, depending on which ones they are as well. So be interesting to see. I mean, the only way you can gauge it really is if you're setting like a time target to cash out. Maybe it's not as wise. Maybe it's better to set a price target, because if you set a time target, well, if Bitcoin is only going up gradually, you've got to kind of know, you've got to get a feel for it. If crypto's gonna, if it's gonna go up in small increments, then you kind of know that it's not gone parabolic, and you need that blow off top at the end of the bull market, because that's what kind of concretes in that we've had that parabolic run, because retail have jumped in, and that's all that creates this FOMO and this massive price increase, because everyone kind of becomes aware of it, and everyone thinks, oh shit, it's going to carry on, and then so much money comes in such a short period of time, and that's where all the massive gains come in. So once you start getting day after day where you're getting pump after pump after pump, and it's going up massive, and you're not really getting like a break, then that's like a warning sign that don't be too greedy. And as they say, when everyone's greedy, be fearful. Meaning, when everyone's greedy, that's where you want to be a bit cautious and you want to take some money out. And likewise, the opposite is true, where everyone's fearful. So when the price is really, really low, the fear and greed chart, the fear is really, really like at its lowest, everyone's panicking. That's when you can be greedy, and that's when you can snap up all these bargains. So like Bitcoin's like around 49, just over 49 now, and there's so much, like, I mean, XRP is just $1. Polkadot still $31. Polkadot just hasn't done anything yet. I mean, the biggest one for me, the one that's probably made the biggest gains, there's two in the top 20 coins, and it's got to be Solana and Terra Luna. Now, I sold my Solana stupidly, and I sold a lot of my Terra Luna, but I did keep a small portfolio of it, and kind of regret it. Should have kept a lot more of the stuff, but there's still a lot of, if you're just getting in now and you're thinking, what can I get in on that hasn't really moved as much as what it can do. Bitcoin and Ethereum, now they're limited to how much they can go up, but you're looking at Cardano could easily 5x from where we are now. I think Solana, it's hard to sell with Solana because it's had a massive price increase, but again, it's only got a 50 billion market cap compared to Ethereum's 400 billion, so realistically that could 5 to 8x to get up to like Ethereum's kind of point. XRP could easily 10x. Dogecoin, I reckon that can 5x. Polkadot, I'm expecting to go to $200 to $250. Uniswap, the same. Avalanche, I reckon, can go to 4 or 5x, like $250 to $300. Chainlink, again, $200 chain link. So there's still lots that you can get in, like Polygon. Polygon can easily get to $10. Cosmos, I reckon that's like $100 coin. FTX, which personally I think FTX is going to be bigger than Binance. Like, seriously think, like, Sam Bankman-Fried is a genius. Everything he touches, like, he's heavily invested in Solana. FTX is doing all the right things. I mean, if you don't know, it's an exchange which is come out of nowhere pretty much, but they're getting all the regulatory stuff in place, so it's like the safest place for institutions and that to get in, because all the regulation is kind of done properly. So I seriously think FTX is going to be one of those where it's, by the end of this cycle, I reckon it's going to be $400-500, and going down the line, I think it's going to be a big one. By the next cycle, I reckon it could be $1,000 to $1,500. There's so many. I mean, there's so many that haven't really gone off yet. Like PancakeSwap, it's not at its all-time high yet. So you want to look at all the coins that haven't actually hit their all-time highs. Phantom, I mean, I missed out on this one. I should have got in it when it was about 50 cents, and I never did. And then I watched it go up, and I've kind of waiting for a pullback, and it's never really had one. I think it's been up to about 160, so probably now's a good time to get in. I think Phantom can probably go to $6 to $8. Kasama, I reckon, will get to $800. Thorchain, like Rune, is like nowhere near its all-time high. I think its all-time high was something like $18 to $20. I'm quite heavily into Thorchain, and I think the limit on Thorchain is where Thorchain can go is, it's hard to say really, because I mean it originally had $1 billion total supply, then it got halved to 500 million. I think the founders got 1 million between them all, and they're all anonymous as well, so you don't even know who they are, but I think they got 1 million. And Thorchain creates liquidity and does multi-blockchain swaps, so you can swap from like Ethereum to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to Binance. It's not like a wrap token, and it provides a lot of liquidity in different blockchains. I think Thorchain is going to be huge, to be honest. I think it's a bit undervalued because not a lot of people. It's one of them. It's like, I don't think they spend like marketing and because it's got like an anonymous team, like you don't know who the founders are, so they're not out there promoting it, and they're not out there kind of being a vocal point, and so. But I think it'll have its day. Arweave is massive. So many. So if you're not in yet, like don't stress and think you've missed it, because trust me, in another 4 years' time, when the next cycle comes, there'll be people saying, "God, why didn't I get in 2021?" And you'll be thinking, "Thank God I got in 2021, because the price differences now to 4 years from now will be absolutely insane. Let me tell you." So yeah, I mean, if you want any specific videos on specific projects, give us a shout in the comments. If it's not a complete scam coin, I may do a video on it, and that doesn't even stop me. I mean, some of the coins what think are scam coins, some of them have got like a bit of a network effect going. They've got loyal supporters. I mean, you look at Shiba Inu. I mean, that started just off as a complete meme coin, and it's trying to do stuff now, and attract a bigger audience. And the price, I mean, the price today's just had a 50% pump in 24 hours. Now, if that were me, I'd be cashing out a big chunk of that, because no doubt that's going to drop in price, and then you could either buy it back or just reinvest into someone else. But I'm planning on doing a video on Floki Inu, which is another meme coin, which is taking a bit of a spin off the Shiba Inu coin, and I think that's probably got opportunity for a big pump towards the end of this year, because they're spending a lot on visual advertising. I think they're having a 3-month spell where they're blitzing California. Also, I think they're doing something in Times Square. So if you want short-term gains and then cashing out into obviously a project that's got some kind of something behind it, then that's not a bad idea. Especially if you can't get into these IDOs. That's the problem that I've been finding. There's so many good projects coming out because there's so many blockchains, and on every blockchain there might be two or three decent launch pads, but then to be in every launch pad and have however many tokens they're required to get in, normally the minimum amount is still a decent investment you've got to make, and that only gives you like a 10-20% chance of getting whitelisted. And then when you get whitelisted, that doesn't guarantee, well, you're gonna get whitelisted, but when you get whitelisted, then you might only still have like a 10-20% chance of getting in on the IDO anyhow. So, and to do that with like one on every single blockchain, for most people it's out of reach, it's impossible. So yeah, it's if you could get in on IDOs and get the pre-sale, that's brilliant. But again, sometimes you might get lucky 1 in 10 if you do manage to get allocation and you manage to get you get whitelisted and you get allocation. But that might be like 1 in 10 projects, and then the project you get into might not do anything. There's no guarantees it's going to pump. I mean, there's no guarantees it's going to be like Star Atlas, for instance. That went mental, but some of them you've no idea. What I'd suggest is, if you do want to get into IDOs, I'd start looking down the gamification, the gamify, like whatever you want to call it, play to earn. I'd start looking probably more towards those, because I think the gaming industry and blockchain is going to be massive, and I think looking at IDOs where they're launching game projects, they're the ones where you're probably going to get your biggest pumps. So anyway, just a short video, it's 18 minutes, not as short as I wanted. But if you like the video, smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Remember, invest well, and remember, there's a crypto boy in every single one of you, even you women out there.